No other manager has picked up more points than Michael Carrick since he took the job short term. Has he got to be given the full-time job now?
Yeah, I think the guys are right. They should explore other routes as well. But I think Michaels can't do any more than what he's done. He really can't. He seems to me to be a really level-headed guy. He's done his apprenticeship at Middlesbrough there. He managed quite a lot of games. And he knows the environment inside out. And he's very calm. And they're playing something what resembles the old Man United, how I remember it. So the points return has been incredible. Why not? You know, I could have an argument with anyone if they're saying maybe Luis Enrique, and I'll say, hold on, we need to have that argument then. But I can't think of anyone who's available who would come in and should take that job over Michael Carrick. I really
Maybe that's why they're waiting. Because then you might get a Luis Enrique.
No, they're waiting because it's not necessary to give him the job now. It's not necessary. You might as well wait till the end of the season. And I keep going back to this, and people say I'm crazy, but he might not want it. What about if Michael says, you know what, I've had enough, I don't want to manage anymore?
That's not going to happen, surely. You're not going to turn down the Man United job full time if you're Michael Carrick.
Why not? He might.
What else is he going to do?
They might have different ideas. Maybe he don't want it. Maybe he wants to go and play paddle and golf.
Let's talk about this game first, Manchester United and Liverpool. Why does it matter so much?
It's always been a huge game. Unfortunately, obviously, both teams have struggled in terms of trying to compete for the big prizes. But there's still a lot at stake, I think, in terms of momentum into the end of the season. Both managers will need it for different reasons. Obviously, Slot was under pressure, certainly 1 or 2 months ago, regarding even his job, which seems bizarre, really. But they've recovered well, Liverpool, and obviously Michael Carrick getting some... If he can get a win today, I think that could have a big say in terms of whether he gets the United job. If he can beat Liverpool, it's a bit like when he started the job here, beating Man City and Arsenal, it does carry a bit more weight than beating the other teams in the league. So it's a big game, I think, for Carrick today, and I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I really am. I think it feels like a big game today, and I think there'll be plenty of chances, and I think there'll be plenty of goals today.
So should he be put out of his misery in terms of the future? He's done what was asked of him.
Yeah, he's doing what, and again, if he can finish the season strongly, he's gotten a really good habit of winning football matches, which is good.
10 out of 14.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, fantastic. And again, we can sit here and analyse the game and look at the issues they've got, which I'm sure him and his staff are doing. But if you're on that dressing room, you've won the game, you'll be pleased, obviously, because that's what he's there to do. Again, the remit was to get in that Champions League. He's done it. Eases the pressure on everyone at the club, and yeah, he's gone along nicely.
Is it a different question to ask you whether you'd like that to happen?
Yeah, no, I still think, and I'm sure United are looking at other options out there. But while they're looking at the options, is he's winning football matches, then it gives him a hell of a chance of getting the job.
Are the options falling away? Is he emerging as not the only candidate, but the outstanding candidate now?
Yeah, I mean, there's no one being linked either, is there? There's no one sort of being strongly linked with the job. I think Michael's put himself in pole position because of obviously what he's done. He's re-established a few things, a bit of, I think, the way the club are playing in terms of the system of play. I think even today it was a bit Manchester United-like, going 2-0 up, then 2-2, then winning it in a difficult way. So the things that I think have emerged on and off the pitch, which I think will give the club sort of comfort that they're in safe hands. And Manchester United need some stability. They haven't had a lot of stability over the last few years, and he will bring that from a point of view of everybody trusts him. The fans like him, the players obviously like him. Can
he turn them into title contenders?
No, I don't sit here thinking that Michael Carrick's the man to get Manchester United back to winning the Champions League or the Premier League. But I do feel he should get the job, not because he's done so well and he deserves it. Manchester United should do what's best for them as a club. But you think where United have been these last sort of 2 or 3 years, they haven't just been a club underachieving, they've been a club getting laughed at, really. You know, finishing 15th last season, you can't quite comprehend that. Now, what he's done is just calmed everything down, where they're winning games they should win. Manchester United should always be in the Champions League position when you consider how big the club is and the revenue they spend each summer. That's what he's done. He's just done what they should do. Probably a little bit more, of course, winning all these big games. And I think Manchester United could do another year of that. I don't think Manchester United in the summer are ready to go and think they're going to challenge for the Champions League or challenge for the Premier League. They almost need another year of this. And I think the risk of changing somebody who is not going to cause trouble in the press conference, he's not going to fall out with players, he's probably going to be steady, now is steady enough for Man United? I just think for another 12 months it is. You kick the can down the road. Real Madrid are looking for a manager, Chelsea are looking for a manager, maybe Man City might be looking for a manager as well, and then you assess the managerial options, because right now what you're saying in terms of a big Champions League manager, yes, if Luis Enrique comes available tomorrow, of course you do everything you can to get him, but who is that man?
You know what? I got a question for Roy and Gary here is, next season, right, because he's got Champions League this year, that was the main focal point, that was the most important thing. What would the expectations be next year? So if he does get the job, what would you consider, or even the fan base, what would the fan base consider to be a successful season?
You'd have to ask the board what the remit would be. Would they expect him to... I think obviously the board made such a poor decision with the last decision. They're probably frightened of making another big mistake.
Yeah.
So maybe Carrick is that safe pair of hands. But surely anyone who gets the job next year would be expecting to compete